My name is Serge. I'm the founder of LSI Credit Solutions. This company I started 12 years ago in my basement, actually. And my goal was actually helping people and impacting lives, people that go through credit card debt, problems with their credit, late payments, collections, judgment, garnishments. That was my vision, is to start a company that will be focused on actually offering a lifetime protection plan for those people and focusing on actually restoring their finances and not just dealing with improving their credit. So my background, my experience, I've been in this industry since 1998. I started as a teenager. And so when starting this company, I knew the industry inside out, basically, and I knew exactly how to build this company to be able to provide real solutions and real help and not exaggerate and not tell people things that they want to be told. So we tell people things the way they are. If it's your collection, if it's your debt, it has to be dealt with. And there is no magical letters that someone can send for you and your debt will magically be eliminated or disappeared. So we help people to actually negotiate. We represent people. We deal with third-party debt collectors. We have special attorneys that also help people review their collection mail for violations. There's a special law that was placed in effect to control collection companies on how they attempt to collect money from people. And all the collection companies have to be in regulations with this law. So there's a lot of things out there that most people don't know, unfortunately. Like the Holy Book says, my people suffer due to the lack of what? Knowledge, right? So it's all about that knowledge.
So how would someone reach out to you, just in case they end up seeing this video and they want to reach out for some help?
Google us, lsicreditsolutions.com, or you can find us on Facebook, on YouTube. Obviously, as I said, we've been around for over a decade. Our recent press release was recently released, and our presence online is very good. We have a lot of reviews from actual people. We have a lot of major players in the mortgage industry, in the real estate field, actually endorsing us and speaking on camera how they've been trusting us for over a decade with their clients. And we actually say what we do, and we believe in helping people and building relationships with people and not just chasing transactions. Student debt is a huge problem. It's actually second highest consumer debt in our country right now, with numbers that are just fascinating. $1.5 trillion. That number is outrageous. And unfortunately, common myth, as you already know, we spoke before that, most bankruptcy attorneys will tell you that even bankruptcy cannot get your debt eliminated, which is not entirely true. By any means, I'm not an attorney and I'm not trying to give any legal advice, but I know just from my own research and from being in this industry for so long that if you can prove a real certain big hardship, you may be eligible to get your student loan discharged through your bankruptcy. And I also know there are amazing government programs that get people forgiveness from their student loans. So that's an option as well. And we do help people for many years. We even offer help to settle and negotiate with private student loans. So all of that is available to our people. So most common thing that I've seen with people that have debt is basically going back to their college days. People have credit problems. They take out a credit card once again because there's no proper education in our high school days, in our college days. Nobody educates us, and nobody tells us that we don't need to rack up all that credit card debt and open up a bunch of credit cards and use them every single month and pay minimum payment, and that's how we're going to build up our credit. That's not true. But nobody tells us those things, so we don't know what to do, and we do what we think is right. The reality is that it's possible, Rich, for you to build your own credit with your own money, not borrow a single dime from anybody, and have a great credit score in less than 90 business days just by using your own money. But nobody tells you that. So what my company is going to be focusing on is bringing some sort of educational seminars to our local high schools and colleges, and I believe one day we'll be able to do webinars and seminars like through a nonprofit, so we can educate our people that it's a reality, that you don't need to go out and borrow money and think that you have to pay minimum payments and be enslaved to this credit card. You know, the creditors, they make trillions as you pay minimum payments. So obviously it's in their best interest to spread those rumors and make people believe that you need to pay minimum payments and you need to carry over a balance and all those things that you hear, but they're not true. Oh, we have all kinds of stories every day. LSI is in the business of miracles as well. I'm a walking miracle, Rich. I beat third stage brain cancer by God's grace 14 years ago. Doctors actually sent me home to die. And I went home the next day after a 7-hour brain surgery. And I've dedicated my life to inspiring the world with my miracle story, and helping people with my business is the greatest opportunity that I was given. And I do as much as I can every single day to teach people and educate people and believe that nothing is impossible. And I've done a lot of impossible cases where people have come to me. Our recent example, we have an amazing testimony of a gentleman that came to us with over $143,000 in credit card debt, and he made it. He's a successful business owner. He actually bought a condo in Bellevue in the new Lincoln Square Towers there, and he came to us just a wreck. And he said, nobody ever told me that I can have a chance in life again. And in less than 90 days, we cleared up all of his collections. By clearing up, I'm not saying we deleted or we eliminated his collections, but we negotiated with every creditor, and he pays directly to the creditor. That's another amazing thing about my company that I build. When we negotiate for your problems, we don't ever make you send the money to us and we supposedly pay for your bills. We want to sleep good at night, and we want you to sleep good at night. So when student loans, student loans, it's impossible. It's almost impossible to settle with them. We have many miracle stories that I can share with you where we've gotten people from large payments to $5 monthly payments. That's a miracle for some people, because they were paying like $300, and then there's an illness in the family and they cannot afford it, and they don't have the time to deal with phone calls and all that stuff. So they come to hire us, and we help them to deal with other credit problems. And at the same time, we were able to get their student loans with the government set up on a small monthly payment of $5. So it's very hard, but we get it done. In Washington State, from the date of default, a creditor has up to 6 years to actually file a lawsuit. If they do file a lawsuit, that now opens the door to judgment. Now, if the judgment hits your credit, now they can go after your paychecks. If you work for an employer, they can enter a writ of garnishment and start to withhold from every one of your paychecks up to 25%, in some cases less, in some cases more. But that judgment now extends the statute of limitation to 10 years now. So they can go after you for up to 10 years now. And not just that. Folks will tell you, Richard, don't pay your collections. In 7 years, they'll be off your credit. Or if it's a judgment, don't worry about it. In 10 years, a judgment will be off your credit. No, a judgment can chase you forever, because at the end of the 10-year period, they can choose to file for an extension. And there you go again. I think the worst thing someone can do is file for bankruptcy when they're stable financially and they have a stable income, but they choose to believe a bankruptcy attorney, or they choose to believe a friend. And I'm not trying to bash on bankruptcy attorneys by any means. Thank you, bankruptcy attorneys, for being out there. I know you guys help a lot of people to recover from a lot of crazy problems, but sometimes friends or even family will tell you, oh, it's okay, just file for bankruptcy, and you'll be able to buy a house in 2 years again. But if you're stable financially, the problem is we need to restore your finances. And maybe there's a way out to avoid bankruptcy. If there is no way to avoid it, then it is what it is. And I can't push people not to file bankruptcy when they have to file bankruptcy. But it's tough. It's really tough.
I wish I would have met you before I went.
I would like to take this chance and really ask everyone out there to share what we do as a company. For over a decade, I've been inspiring the world with my own miracle story of how I beat cancer, and I dedicated my life to helping people out of collections, out of problems, and mostly restoring finances with our financial planning services. We help people to retire tax-free. We help with the proper investments for personal and business. And I cannot miss this opportunity and also share the nonprofit project through which we inspire people with your miracle story. My nonprofit is imiracleproject.org. So if anybody who is watching this video, if you have a miracle story that you want to inspire the world, you cannot be quiet about it, because there are millions of people that need to hear your story. So find us, imiracleproject.org, and help us inspire the world with your miracle story.